San Diego police are making a big change for their radio communications today, and here to talk about that and a lot more, Chief Scott Wahl. Thanks so much for coming in here. Really appreciate your time, Chief. Let's talk about this federal immigration raid in South Park. What did Homeland Security request from SDPD? What, if any, involvement did your officers have in this?
Well, look, that incident was a Homeland Security investigation and an operation that we were not a part of. They did call for help, and we were responding to that call for help. But by the time we got there, the situation had already resolved itself. We recognize, the emotion involved in that moment.
Right.
Our focus is to, one, be compliant with state law, which prohibits us from being a part of immigration investigations. But two, to focus on the relationships and building trust in the community. And so, we're working hard out in South Park right now to make sure that we're continuing to communicate through this and reassure people that we're here to help, and we're focusing on crime and building those relationships so that we have the communication we need to report crime and not have immigration be an issue.
Speaking of crime and communication here, tell us about this new encrypted radio channel. It limits public access to live law enforcement communication. This impacts our news gathering efforts, as we are often the first to provide the public with information about dangerous situations, about crimes. How does this new policy help the public then? Or does it hinder their ability to get quicker information?
Well, we are one of the last agencies in Southern California to really be compliant with California Department of Justice. The intent is to protect personal identifying information. So saying somebody's name and date of birth or their driver's license or social security number over the radio is prohibited by law. So this puts us compliant with the law, but it does put some barriers to transparency as far as allowing the media to be able to do their job and catch the breaking news when it's happening.
Absolutely.
And so we're going to have to work to have better ways of being open for the media to be able to do their job. We still have our watch commanders line that's 24 hours a day. We do have an online dispatch system where you can watch and view. I'll agree, it's limited information, and so we're going to be working hard to try to find ways to be more transparent, more on the breaking side of being transparent, and so you can respond out to those scenes quickly.
Your public information officers are aware of this and are ready to field our calls and
absolutely
stay in touch with us so we can do the public's job.
I wish there was an easier way around it, but again, we got to be compliant with state law, and the consequences of giving that information out over the air is definitely not worth it.
All right, city budget. It's been back and forth a little bit, but it sounds like you guys are getting the money you guys are going to need to get your job done.
Yeah, budget season's is an actual fifth season that I'm learning. And it's been a bit of a roller coaster, but I'm very thankful that the mayor was able to put funding back into our budget so that we can keep our Northwestern station up in Carmel Valley open. We are going to eliminate a captain position up there and one sergeant position as part of those cuts. But again, we will be able to keep that station open as a patrol command, keep those officers and supervisors in the field there, and I think that's a big win for that community.
Does that service in that area change at all?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we still have the same people working there based on the span of control. Having a lieutenant lead that command versus a captain, I think we'll be just fine. We've done it in the past.
Late Officer Austin Machitar was just added to the SDPD Memorial. That was emotional, but something that we needed to do to honor Officer Machitar.
Yeah, it's I can't put into words how touched I am by the resilience of the Machitar family. Going with them to Sacramento and going with them to Washington, D.C. to see their son's name etched into the memorial walls there was very moving. Our hearts are always with that family, and we're paying honor to Austin, who gave the ultimate sacrifice for all of us.
It's been a busy month for you guys. I mean, we recently had that plane crash. Some of your officers were first on the scene to this. It was a horrific image that they had to show up to.
It sure was. Summer months are typically the busier months for us, and we're starting off with, things are ripping right now, and a lot going on, a lot of emotional incidents like that. We're very grateful that nobody on the ground was hurt, seriously hurt. But our hearts are still with the families, the 6 families, you know, that are related to those that died in that scene.
The quick response from your officers to get there and help out, I would imagine you're pretty proud of that.
I'm very proud of the police officers and firefighters that ran into that scene. I mean, everything was on fire.
Right.
Cars, parts of a home, trees. The gutters were full of fuel and on fire. And officers were running in there trying to save people and find survivors and get the residents out safely. Those firefighters and police officers should be commended.
Did save lives. We appreciate everything your officers do, and thank you, Chief, for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.